They're appealing the determination on the time limit on a campsite, and they're applying for a variance for the other two lots. Setback.
Mindy's not going to be here.
What's that?
Mindy's not going to be here. She asked me to
Evidently,
pass.
neither are Todd and Mike.
Okay. She asked me to pass that on.
Do we have any business?
Just the ordinance. We're
Just
just gonna go
ordinance.
through the changes and stuff that we've got to so far, and I think we're just solidifying stuff, right? I don't think we've got much more work going forward for.
I don't know. I couldn't pull up the stupid ordinance. Couldn't even start my freaking laptop.
Here.
No,
here,
go on, it's fine.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Paul, do you have the latest version that I sent you?
I must.
Is that
You
the
sent
version
it
I
to
sent
me.
you, John?
That's the version you sent me.
Okay.
That's the same one, right?
Yeah, I sent it to both of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So, do we want to go?
Sure. I don't know what we're doing.
All right. Well, I'll show what I've been working on. And so this is, I tried to basically take all of the criteria that were spread in subdivision, backlot, conditional use for roadways and access management and put it in one spot. Now, what I don't know is, do we put it in an appendix or do we bring it back into one general section or not? You guys will have to guide me on how we want to do it. But what I tried to do is pull it all in one place so we're not repeating the same thing over and over again, like what the gravel is, what the sieve size is, and all of that. And then most of the stuff stayed the same, but I highlighted things that we should probably cover. Right away, I listed it as Word here. Oh, actually, I have one more document I should open. Sorry, because you haven't.
Is that your table? Your spreadsheet?
Yeah, I was going to open that table. So the other piece we had is this table. So what I tried to do is put all of the dimensions into the table as well. So we'll have the table that we can reference where all the dimensions show up in one place. And then we have the appendix. So the road geometries and materials, there are the figures that were already in the ordinance, which are these two figures here. Got that one, which is for public roads. Then there's the T's, and then the one for private roads. So those stayed the same.
There's also ones for the rural residential and ones for the
Right.
growth district.
Yep.
So how much, now that you've put it all in one place, does it make sense? Is there
Yes.
stuff that needs to come out? Is there?
No, it really makes a lot of sense. I had to tweak some words, like there were places where we were using aggregate base and other places we're using crushed aggregate base. We don't even have a sieve thing for crushed aggregate base. We just have a sieve analysis. It doesn't say it has to be crushed in our standard. There's a lot of things like that, but in general, I think it makes sense. It's just trying to format the flow. So this was the piece I think we talked about, big roads, little roads.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one right here is the one that kind of gives us that little small road scenario. That comes out of mostly out of the backlot ordinance, but
It's also out of subdivision. right?
out of subdivision for 3 roads. So I don't know that we really need to define a small road unless we want a small road to be anything more, if we wanted 5 units to be considered a small road. But I think that gives us that exemption, whether they're using the backlot ordinance or the subdivision ordinance, to have a gravel road,
Yeah.
which was, I think, one of the questions. I think once you put it all in one place, I think we had what we thought we needed. Just when you put them in different sections, it wasn't apparent that we had that. The road construction aggregate was same everywhere. That was exactly the same everywhere. I made a little tweak to pavement. There was like this reference to super pave, which when you look at the current DOT stuff, they don't necessarily call that. So I just said the approved, MDOT approved mix. There was, this 2-inch grading versus 19.5. So one section of our ordinance said 2 inches of material, the other one said 19.5. So I made them both 19.5, which is kind of what they would typically specify now. And then, I got rid of the thickness, I'm sorry, also because in our table, we call out the various thicknesses.
The 1.5 inch and the 2 inch.
Right.
Yeah.
So I deleted the thickness of the piece because it's in the table. And that way we're only updating it in one place. And it's also shown in that road section. So how many times do you repeat the same piece of data?
Right. Yeah, right. In the cross-section drawing, it's
Cross-section drawing, it
it's
shows
1.5
it.
inch and 2 inch. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So rather than repeat it again in the text, I just deleted that piece. Here's culverts. Here's one I changed. It still had galvanized culverts in some of the sections.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we should probably just move to all smooth bore plastic, but I'm open to putting it back in if people think we should. And maybe it's a road commissioner question.
Why would it? I mean, as long as it's smooth, why would it matter?
The galvanized ones aren't smooth.
Oh, it has to be smooth.
Right.
Yeah, we won't do galvanized.
But it was still in here.
Won't do corrugated plastic or galvanized because they just don't work.
Right. So it was still in here as galvanized
All right.
or smooth bore plastic. So
All right,
I chopped galvanized.
I like that part.
I kind of assumed you would.
Yeah.
There was also a piece in there that the culvert size in one of the sections, I don't remember exactly which one it was, whether it was conditional use or subdivision, that it was the culvert size was a minimum of 12 inches or as required by the planning board. So I adopted the language that it'll be sized and located, determined by the drainage calculations, or a minimum of 12 inches. That way, if they're hiring an engineer to do an engineered subdivision plan, they're doing calculations and providing the data. It's not us engineering here at the table as the planning board.
So G there still talks about a zinc-coated corrugated metal pipe.
Oh, there we go. That's one I meant to actually get rid of because it's a repeat from above.
Yeah, all right.
That's why I need other eyes.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Thank you. Oops, I don't want to track changes though, so we see it.
So one of the differences in your culvert section is we're limiting it to 12 inches, right?
Minimum.
Minimum. No smaller than 12.
Before we said or per
And you
planning
should
board
probably
discretion.
does it say
Right.
minimum? You should say minimum.
It does.
Shall be no smaller
Shall
than.
be
So,
no
all right,
case.
in no case smaller than, okay, good, because, yeah, that's a good minimum size.
And I've got just a formatting question. What I learned, and maybe it's different with ordinances, but when a number's greater than 10 or 10 or greater, you don't need the parentheses. You don't type the word out. Not a big deal, but just something, is that
I don't know.
not a biggie?
I kept it the way it was in the ordinance.
Okay,
Always irritates the crap out of me when we
Yeah.
put numbers in.
Is anything 10 and
Yeah.
above, you just write the number. 9 and below, you write 9, spell it out in parentheses 9.
So, what, do you want
So
me
like,
just-
so if you had 2012, you wouldn't have to write out 2012, parentheses 2012.
It's not tracking
That's what I-
changes.
But it might be.
Because that's something I copied and pasted probably. So we just want to do that then.
Yeah, okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, next.
Signs, that's just a straight copy and paste. That's the same everywhere. Sidewalks is a copy and paste. Right from our ordinance. Curbs, we don't use much. I highlighted this one just because it originally just said gravel base in the construction requirements, and I changed it to say the leveling material, the gravel base, and sub base, because those are all three materials used on our ordinance.
And they all need to be compacted
They all need to be compacted.
individually.
Right. This is all copy and paste, the ASTM stuff. The parking is all copy and paste.
Parking makes sense to be in the road section.
Partially because of, well, the any commercial application coming onto a town road needs to be paved under,
Parking there is parking, there's,
Because it also deals with parking lots.
it's a good question.
I mean, either way, I think it would be fine, but you think it should just stay in conditional?
Do we have parking requirements for other? Because right now it's in
It's a,
subdivision.
yes,
It should also be
conditional use.
in conditional use as well, right?
So it was in, it's right there. So it's in conditional use on page 15.7. Well, no, 59. 59. And it's in Article 4. Parking is also in subdivision. On page 84. 85. So it showed up in all of those.
So these standards aren't general performance standards, right? So they wouldn't go under our Article 4.
Well, I guess that's one of my questions is, because you do have, some of this stuff is also in Article 4. For driveways, sightline distances, some of the stuff repeats there as well. So that was one of my bigger overarching questions. And there's actually some very detailed pieces that were inserted about driveway access in that conditional use section that wasn't necessarily in subdivision and the others.
So what what I'm thinking through at the moment, and maybe I'm getting ahead of us, is so the performance standards apply to existing uses.
Mm-hmm.
And the conditional use and subdivision apply to new uses. And so what I'm trying to think through right now is what our road piece applies to and where it fits.
Well, I think that's why John suggested we do it as an appendix, because then it can be referenced from any part of the ordinance. Right?
I mean, you probably just do it as a new article, which is fine.
You have to reference it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but under performance standards, you're going to reference only the driveway pieces, and then conditional use and subdivision will reference the entire article. Is that
Essentially, that's it, yeah.
I had messed with the Article 4 yet because I was struggling with.
Well, part of the Article 4 part was making sure that entrances for new single-family homes on town roads had to be approved by the road commissioner.
Right.
And that's where that got inserted.
Mm-hmm.
Where in subdivisions and conditional use, that stuff is coming before the planning board, but may
Right.
still require oversight by the road commissioner.
Right.
But it would require, the specifications would be required by the board. So the road commissioner would have to go and see that he met your specifications rather than go and just look through the ordinance and make a decision kind of on his own as to how that was dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
This is incomprehensible. I'm reading the road section on page 32.
That's
Oh, I know.
in the general performance section.
What the hell?
Yeah, I didn't touch that piece. But that's how you accept a town road.
Which, I don't know why that's in our land use ordinance, but
Yeah, I wasn't gonna touch that one. Myself, I was like playing with the technical.
So this piece that's in here is the part that Sean and you guys put together a couple
Right.
of years ago.
In the
there's no way that I signed up on that mess. That doesn't even make sense. We didn't get into maintenance agreements. We had the entrance and exit. I remember that.
Right, what, oh, wait, yeah, okay.
I don't know what this is. And I don't know why we have a maintenance agreement in here.
Well, that brings up a whole nother can of worms. You wanna tackle that one tonight, or?
I think we talked about this. The maintenance agreement, I remember talking about.
Well, the maintenance agreement's required under, for backlot, when there's more than one house on a backlot development road. Is the maintenance agreement portion in the road stuff as well,
Nope.
John?
Nope, that's only in that performance standard.
When did we start having these conversations?
Because wouldn't the maintenance agreement also apply for subdivision up until the town accepts a road?
Yeah,
So it's gonna apply in that section, it would apply a backlot, two or more, right?
mhm.
When did we start doing this funness?
3 years ago.
Feels like it. June. I'm trying to find
That sounds
my
about right,
screenshot of the board. There it is. There's at least one of them. Roads. I don't really know what that means. That's helpful. Paul, is there any chance I can steal your laptop to see the version that I
Yeah,
played with?
which one are you looking for, the one you sent us?
The one I sent you.
If I can remember where I put it here. Do you remember when you sent it?
Nope.
See what comes up here.
After July. July, August. So what we had originally talked about,
This one here.
so we were gonna have two articles like they are now.
Here you go.
We were gonna have the general and the conditional.
Yep, I remember that.
Oh shit, where did it go? There it is. Stop swearing again. Did I not redline it?
Am I on the right one?
I don't know.
Mm,
Version 2? I usually date things. No, that's probably right.
Okay.
So what we were gonna do is we were gonna have the general and then the conditional. And so we were gonna have access management. Can I write on that board?
Please do.
And that I'm basically gonna put back up what we had. And then we can figure out where all this goes.
Yeah, I remember. Don't you remember going over this? In detail?
Yeah, we had a whole
It was a whole
frame.
meeting
Yeah.
that we
Yeah,
did
yeah.
just this.
Yeah.
And then I think we
See, I'm not going crazy.
got lost. Thank you, Paul.
I noticed. It's there.
I'm not gonna claim I understand what this means at this point. So under,
Don't you hate that part? I do too.
so clear when I wrote it. So under current Article 4, which is performance standards,
Get roads and driveways.
and John, now that you've gone through it, you can tell us whether this even makes sense anymore. We were gonna have sort of like access management. And that was gonna include new and improved driveways. And new and improved roads.
So you had typed in your piece right here, roads must, right there at the
Baby
bottom of the
roads.
screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby roads and big roads.
I get it.
Come on.
You know,
Stay with me, people.
I got it. I
I'm
got
a big picture person.
it. I am too.
And then all we were gonna do under the conditional use was require that it meet the new driveway or road standards as applicable. So does it make sense to put that in Article 4 as a performance standard and make it clear it only applies to new and improved driveways or new and improved roads, and then in conditional use and subdivision, just refer back to that section? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's essentially what, it's a,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same
Yep.
idea as an appendix, right?
Yep.
They're all referring to the
Yeah, it
same
could-
section.
We could put it, this, and that's
Doesn't
why.
matter where it goes.
Yeah.
Right.
We just
Okay.
reference.
Originally,
it
I
where
was
it
thinking
goes.
appendix, but as I got into it, thinking about it more today, I was like, you know, we could probably just put that right into Article 4 in the right place. As long as we made it really clear when it applied.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
And
I,
so in subdivision, we just refer to Article 4,
yeah.
and in conditional
Yeah,
use,
Article
it
4,
refers to
sub
Article 4.
O, or whatever
Right.
it winds up being.
Okay, that's easy.
Okay.
Good, thanks. All right, we're done.
Clearly did not need to write on the board.
So
for
Paul's
that,
gonna copy and paste it and put it in Article
But it
4.
helped.
What's that?
So Paul's gonna take that and stick it all in Article 4.
I am.
No? Oh.
If I get my laptop started, I will.
Alright. So I did make some tweaks on this table that I've got highlighted now that we probably want to talk through. Because we had more detail in some of these areas in the driveway standard than we necessarily had on the roads sections in.
Imagine that. Might as well require the least offender to do the most work, right?
So what I did on this one, the minimum grade wasn't listed anywhere. This is basically right out of the kind of the state standard
Yeah.
for roads. I don't think we're hurting anybody by asking for a 0.5% minimum grade. There was nothing on the radius for backlot. I thought if it applied for the others, why wouldn't it apply for backlot? The
Okay.
No?
Yeah, all right.
I don't know.
I can live with it.
Am I making anyone hurt? I mean, I'm not trying to make anyone hurt. It's just like, all right, let's have some consistency.
Yeah, well, my thought was if it's a single backlot where there's no opportunity for additional lots, the standard could change, but then there's no way to make that determination on the first lot.
Yeah.
And who knows where it's going after that.
Right.
So you might as well make them, if they're gonna do it the first time, you might as well get the most out of it. So I would agree with that.
So our driveway standard had this about angles. I added that to the other.
So why is the driveway centerline radius 125 feet and everybody else is 100?
These two were in our ordinance. I did not change those.
What about the 125?
This was the only one I added.
All right, so should we, it seems they should be standard all the way across the line, right? Can't imagine a driveway needs a larger radius than a road.
That
That makes sense, why 125? Yeah.
You're asking me, I didn't put
Why?
I have no idea where this
Why?
stuff
I
came
think
from.
that was a
I
general.
Where
grabbed
does this stuff come from?
I grabbed the one from the state website of their recommendation, and I left it on my desk at work. I just realized when I got here, but I have no problem.
Let's just make that the same all the way across the board.
Yeah,
That way there we're not.
No,
no, other way.
Oops.
Make it all 100, right?
I don't know. What's the right answer?
Yeah, we should find
But-
out.
100 or 125.
Well,
Across
if
the board.
100 is good for roads, 100 should be good for the driveway,
I'm
right?
okay with that. I get you. Then we're only changing one. We're not saying we changed a bunch.
Right.
Right.
All right, I'm just going to highlight it so we know we changed it. I added, so this driveway one had 50 foot. I added it for the others.
Yeah.
The 90-degree intersection with a roadway. What I did add and my question is, this 105 is kind of the state standard for these intersections. But we didn't have anything in the driveway this driveway piece of maximum of 105, no greater than 105. I was wondering if we should.
Yeah, I think it's a worthwhile one to have.
I think so too.
Because that's always a tough one. You're leaning around too hard to look back in one direction. There's
Right.
always, it takes too much time and there's not enough time to see as you encroach.
Oops, you forgot it then. No greater than, right, 105.
There you go. Thanks. The minimum grade was listed in driveways, but there was nothing listed for roadway. I assume that applies across the board, that we would,
Yeah, no, yeah, all that sort of stuff is the same risk factor
right.
all the way through, so it might as well carry the same standard.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't find anywhere that we had a requirement for turnarounds at a dead-end road.
There's a requirement for any driveway over 400 feet or access road that's longer than 400 feet has to have a turnout.
Where is that? Is that in Article 4 that I missed, maybe?
No, well, you have to ask me. I read this stuff and I don't remember where it is. I have to go hunting for it.
Do a search on
Okay.
your thing for 400.
What's that?
Do a search on your
That's right.
document for 400.
I wish I was that good.
You know, they changed everything, and now I always have trouble finding find now. Where did they put
It
it?
might be under.
Go under
the
home.
backlot.
Is it home?
Yep, and then go up to upper right. See the find. Up in your toolbar.
Oh, yeah, there it
Yep.
is. The new version.
Yep. What tried 400?
Negative.
Site distance. That was the last one.
Yeah, there's only 4 of them.
I'm sorry, it was here, I'm not sure where to find it right now.
Okay.
But there was a requirement in here that. Maybe it was under the
Did we
drive.
call it
Did-
turnaround, or did we call it maybe like
Might have called it a deadhead.
dead?
I'm not remembering exactly, I'm just remembering that it was,
Do a
there's the way
search
my
for
mind
dead.
thinks, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I would do that if I could. Oops, other doc.
Oh, I put it in there to a certain extent.
Hmm?
Didn't I?
You
Where did
got
that
it
come
if you
from?
go to your upper, yeah, there you go. Deadhead. Yeah, deadline.
No 400.
Paul, I think you got lost somewhere.
It might have been 800 feet, I'm sorry, I'm remembering more that there was a standard than exactly the particulars, and I'm trying to, it might be under,
So there is a standard, state standard or something?
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna find it.
Okay, so
I think that red.
so if you have a personal driveway greater than 400 feet, you have to provide a turnaround too, Paul?
Yeah.
So do we want to just go across the board, turn around at dead end, greater than greater than 400 feet?
Okay.
Backlots as well? Thoughts?
Yes. It's an emergency access
Okay.
requirement, so. On page 26, driveways of 800 feet or more shall have at least one turnout to allow two-way traffic near the midpoint.
Which
Yeah,
page,
that's different than the
86?
turnaround.
26.
26.
It says it's a turnout to allow two-way traffic near the midpoint. At the top of the page
Top of
is,
the page.
yeah,
Yeah, I recopied that. That should have gone.
okay. So how does that jive with,
But this is at the dead end,
at the dead end itself?
right?
Well, if they're, I mean, the reason it's in here at the midpoint is for vehicular traffic.
Right, to pass each other.
Um,
Somebody's coming out, they don't have to back out to the street to get by each other.
okay. Well, so it does say provision shall be made for convenient and safe emergency vehicular access to all buildings and structures at all times. Driveway width shall be a minimum of 12 feet. Yeah,
So we have the driveway 12 feet. And then from that piece, there was also, there's something about,
there is a requirement for,
so here's your turnout right there, Paul.
okay,
So I have that already.
okay,
Roads, it would apply because there's 2 lanes. And back lot, if it's got a 20-foot travel lane, it doesn't need a turnout either, right?
right, yeah, so they're talking mainly single lane roads, which is a
Yep.
driveway.
So I had that in the table.
Do you wanna
already.
say travel lane per width? It looks funny. 12, 11, 10, and 20.
This is the conversation we had last time.
Right. It should be 22, 20, 20, right?
You have the pavement width,
Oh, and the lane width.
lane width. That's the way we had it in our thing, and that
All
was,
right, let's just leave it. As long as like I said, as long as I can make sense out of it to whoever I'm telling they gotta do it that way.
I know.
Is what matters the most. All right, so we can move on.
I think so.
What's next?
So here's the one oddball one.
Just the one?
Wow. Another oddball one, how's that?
Okay.
In the access management, the driveway standard, we have 15 inches of type D gravel listed.
Okay.
But then in the others, we have aggregate base and aggregate sub-base.
Well,
And
one's
we
a
don't
driveway,
have-
the
we
other
don't
one's
have
roads, right?
We don't have this defined in our materials.
But there's a definition under the MDOT 703.06.
If we're okay with just making that reference, but,
It's a driveway. In other words, we're not making them do a two-course
okay,
base sub base setup for a driveway. They just 15 inches of gravel, and that's pretty much going to be what it is, right? They can run a driveway off a sub base. They don't need anything else, right?
what I wondered was, should we just put 15 inches of sub-base here so that we don't have this one oddball reference to MDOT?
Well, that would make it simpler and just leave it at
Right.
that because it's essentially saying the same thing.
Right. Instead of referencing the MDOT standard, let's just reference the aggregate sub-base material.
That makes sense to me. Sure, that makes it simpler.
Just trying to have some consistency.
Imagine that.
All right, so
So
now,
line 30 goes away.
right. Boom.
All right.
All right.
Not going to work well if it comes in at less than one page. If it makes too much sense, people won't know how to interpret it.
Well, what I kind of like is actually when you start to look at these things, you realize how close to some of the backlot requirements and the other roads requirements aren't all that drastically different
Right.
if somebody's trying to make a decision of how to use their land.
Or upgrade the backlot. If the backlot road was built correctly, to upgrade it to a multi-dwelling access is not a
Right.
lot. There's not a lot more to it if it was done right in the first place.
Yep.
That's always the
Right.
tricky part.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I had.
Okay.
Let me save this. So we're good with this table? And we just gotta figure out how and where to insert it?
I can probably play with that.
Okay.
If you don't mind sending me the final versions.
So I will save this one. This is based on what we tweaked today. And honestly, you might have to clean up all of the little letters and stuff because as you
Yeah.
add in, it screws it all up.
I basically gave, when I completely rearranged this, I gave up with tracking changes.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, it's.
it's just too much.
I know. I was-
I mean, if we want to
you
do
see
it
how this
both
looks? I'm
ways.
like,
Yeah. If we want to do a compare at the end of it, we can.
Okay.
The only thing we need to do then when we get ready for town meeting is have a old version and a new version side by side with
Right.
a bullet point
Yeah.
Mhm.
list on it so people
Of
can
changes.
flip.
People
Yeah.
can see
People
those,
can
yeah.
flip to it and see what the differences
That'll
are.
be almost as long as the.
Yeah, the red line, green line, underlined, strikeout thing has always just driven me right out of my mind.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
then once they approve it, you go back and have to reformat the whole document.
Yeah.
And you never.
And
know
then
what
are
you're
those
gonna do.
changes that they have to
Right.
approve, you know?
Okay.
So were we done with roads?
I think we're done with roads.
We're done with roads.
I had a couple questions from the version that I did last time. December.
You had stuff marked all over this thing.
December? Why was I making these comments in December? We haven't been back doing this that long, have we? So going back to the definitions, one of the issues was animal husbandry. And we had where did this come up? Was it in the riding
Yeah,
context of the
before I was on the
riding
board, though.
instructor?
That's right.
So there's a case out there that basically said animal husbandry could include things like riding schools, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what your ordinance says as to what animal husbandry means. So I didn't know if we wanted to define animal husbandry as limited to breeding and raising. I mean, I don't know.
Well, and the question also had come up because the Department of Ag considered riding stables as animal husbandry
Right.
and then
Which means we can't touch it.
considered it farming.
Right. Which means we can't touch it.
Right. And if we have agriculture allowed and it's considered a legitimate agricultural use by the Department of Ag, then we're no longer having anything to do with whether or not they can have a riding stable, only on the necessary impacts to the community around it, right?
Right. So if the Department of Ag considers it that, then we probably can't take a more restrictive view on it.
Right. Should we see if they've got a good definition?
Can you zoom up a little bit, Anne?
No, this one's me.
No one's in.
Oh, God.
Those are just my comments.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say why not? Why don't we define it if we can?
I mean, animal husbandry is essentially breeding animals, right? As I understand it.
I mean, that's the traditional definition, but if you're the Department of Agriculture and you're saying that a riding stable is animal husbandry,
Well,
That's a little bit
riding stable
different.
is considered agricultural. I don't know if it's an animal husbandry, I guess is what I should say. But
Oh, yeah, I don't have internet.
if they consider it, if they consider riding stable a farming activity,
Paul, let me see.
I do. Can we trust Wikipedia? No.
No, I was gonna see, I was gonna
Not
do
trust.
Maine agriculture
Yeah.
husbandry.
Yeah, like a.
Something like that.
What is it called? Like the
Maine
Farm
Agri-
Act or something like that?
yeah, I'm not even sure.
How about Science Daily? That sounds pretty good. Agricultural practice of breeding and raising livestock. There's no riding in there.
Yeah, the riding part's not, but horses,
So
I think it's called the Farm Act.
I think you're right.
Right to farm law.
Maine Agricultural Protection Act.
Yeah, that one.
That was the next one under the one you clicked. There you go. Definitions. No animal husbandry.
Composting farm. Farm operation means a condition or activity that occurs on a farm in connection with the commercial production of agricultural products and includes but is not limited to operations giving rise to a whole bunch of yucky stuff and the employment and use of labor. So what does it actually prohibit? A farm operation or agricultural composting operation located in an area where agricultural activities are permitted may not be considered a violation of municipal ordinance. Is conducted in connection with best practices. How does the Department of Ag get that a riding stable is a
As far-
farm operation?
I'm not exactly sure where they got to it, but I understand that as far as they're concerned, their threshold is any activity that, how do I want to say this? Any activity that generates more than $2,000 of annual income a year is considered protected under the Farm Act.
Yeah, but it has to
So-
be a farm operation.
What he told me when we were going through the one that we went through, and that's what I came up with, was that was considered, as far as they're concerned, that was a farming activity
Of course.
because of that $2,000 threshold. Farm means that land, plants, animals, buildings, structures, ponds, and machinery used in the commercial production of agricultural products.
Yeah. And then agricultural products, those plants and animals and their products that are useful to humans.
I've got, New Gloucester has it in theirs, I just looked
Does
them up.
not include trees grown and harvested.
The dairy and raising of livestock, breeding or keeping of animals, fowl, or birds as a business or gainful occupation.
So that includes keeping animals as a business, which would probably cover a riding stable.
Yep. Seem to.
I can see keeping animals, what I, when you start to bring in public and the traffic to ride those animals. I mean, I could see if I was in a butter, I would, that's
Sure.
not what I anticipated. I anticipated seeing horses in the field and,
Right.
Sure.
yeah,
But then think of Wolf's Neck Farm. Nobody's going to deny that Wolf's Neck is a farm,
right.
but they also have education programs and everything else. Pet the cow day or whatever.
Do they
Pet
have
the
to have
fish
condition?
day.
Pet the fish.
Throw the kids in a pond. It's
Sure.
Pet the Fish Day. Mommy, the little dolphins are biting me.
I mean, to be conservative, we don't need to pick a fight with the Department of Ag.
Well, they're gonna look at it,
As
and if
much
they
as
think
I
that we've
may
gone more
disagree with
restrictive,
them.
they'll deny the. Can I look at something
Yeah.
real quick here? If I can find it. My desktop's in here somewhere. I wonder where I put the ag revisions, recommendations from Department of Ag. That's not it.
Oh, that was my case.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Why don't I make a note to look for that? And, see if I can find, boy, when was that? It was last spring, right? That's gonna be up here. Alright, not a good time to crash. You guys can move on if you want while I look for this.
So the next one I see flagged was change of use.
This doesn't make sense. Also include change of scope. Change or use. A change in the type of occupancy or use of a building, structure, or a portion thereof, and or the land, such that the basic type of use or scope is changed. Did I already change that, or is that the old?
I think you added scope.
Yeah, scope is part of the definition, so whether it's a change of use or a change in the scope of the existing use, it should trigger.
No, you don't.
Change in the type of occupancy or use of a building, structure, or portion thereof, and or the land, such that the basic type of use or scope is changed.
Could land just be moved up to first part of the sentence? Building, structure, land, or portion thereof.
I don't know, it looks like I made these comments in December, so that was almost a year ago. I don't know what I was thinking.
So it's not there.
I mean, the hard part, so occupancy is a specific thing under the technical codes, but I don't think we have that in here. We don't. And also, you know, is it a change of use if you go from one type of retail or industrial or commercial to another type of commercial? Because we only have certain things covered in our so if you've got a conditional use permit for a daycare that takes care of 6 children and you change it to, a daycare that takes care of 20 kids, it's the same type of use.
But it's a change in scope,
It is a change in scope.
and it also requires a different license through the state for that particular application.
That's the fight right now. Where is it with the Dunkin' Donuts? It's changed.
Yes.
Tim Hortons is
Yeah.
changing to a Dunkin'
To Dunkin'
Donuts.
Donuts, and they're pissed about it. Where is that? York?
Is
I don't
Why
know.
would
It's
that be
Gray
a problem?
or- It's a smaller town, I thought.
It is.
Well, I guess it gets a little bit dirtier that there's like a driveway issue and right of
Yeah,
access
there's an
issue,
access
and
issue.
Oh,
but I can't remember what town that was, and I just saw that the other day.
So, for example, like you've got manufacturing, light industrial, and all other industrial uses not otherwise listed. So you could go, in theory, from one industrial use, light industrial use, to another light industrial use without going through a change of use. Whether we want to allow that or not, I don't know.
Maybe somebody's got an industrial building, and I guess I don't, unless this,
I mean, maybe you don't care. I don't know.
I don't know if I care. If it's an industrial building that's approved in town and it wants to be used for a different tenant, unless there's like,
What about a different type?
well, that's where what I wonder is where scope defined.
See the scope and
Right.
would they attract more business?
Right, all of a sudden they're,
All
yes,
of a sudden, all sorts of cars are coming in all the time, and
right,
But
they were
scope can
fabricating
affect
stuff
a
that
lot of
left once a
things.
week, and now they're
Yeah.
gonna get their distribution center.
that's right.
right, they can affect volume, it can affect odor, it can affect noise. Scope is
So-
Yeah.
any broadening of any portion of the application of the existing
Right.
setup, which,
So, in other words, that could be anything,
well, I know,
I think you're gonna lose that fight.
like change. I mean, so-
So scope could be, if it went from light manufacturing where 6 employees showed up, they manufactured stuff, and once a month they shipped a truck out to a distribution center where there's 10 trucks a day, well, you're changing the traffic flow,
Right,
so there's a change of scope.
right.
I'm not finding this in there.
I just find, the only part of this I find awkward is the piece about the land. Like, hanging off after the comma over there with the scope piece. It's like, it should be,
Type of occupancy.
it should be building structure,
use
land, or
of
portion
a
thereof.
Land.
Sure, rework it. Makes sense.
Does that read better?
Yeah, just need a comma after the land.
Yep. Yeah, that looks right.
Disposal.
So I went and checked, that matches Maine Solid Waste Management definition of disposal.
we have that someplace? Is disposal triggered elsewhere in the ordinance?
Under waste management,
I don't know.
disposal of what? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying.
I don't know, just disposal.
Disposal's defined there.
It's gotta be under the, hazardous
Hazardous, yeah.
material and,
Maybe the
Part, right.
dumping, the car
Sewer
out of.
disposal,
Disposal system's different.
disposal systems.
Most of it's about sewer.
Mm-hmm.
So you get disposal of manure, wing tanks. Wastewater.
Yeah, it's
man.
interesting because disposal also just means, it could mean, getting rid of it in a
Right.
perfectly harmless manner,
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be negative, like.
it sounds to me like a definition out of the shoreline zone.
Yeah, I don't know if we need that in there, do we?
Oh, right there. Oh, it's spelled wrong too.
Solid waste disposal.
Well, but that's municipal. That's the municipality's ability to dispose of it, not controlling how you dispose
Right.
of something.
What about the next one, availability of streams,
But that's
making the district shall at least consider available.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where that definition's really gonna apply. Well, I mean, there was references to oil waste and things like that in some of the conditional uses as disposal, so that kind of relates to this.
yeah.
So
I think it's fine,
I think I wouldn't take it out.
yeah.
Single research. Yeah, I guess one parcel of land does kind of doesn't necessarily need to be there.
So we got two-family dwelling that doesn't come up almost anywhere else in the ordinance.
Right, we went
We're
over
gonna
this last
Fix
time.
Wow.
it.
Yeah, we called it duplex.
Which we're gonna get rid of.
Yeah, and then multifamily dwelling, we had that one part in the
Oh.
table of uses that would said, yes, duplex only, which means no.
Right, so we're gonna split that table up.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have the action on that?
Sure.
Sounds like you guys are all over it.
Remind me in the email when you send me the roads.
Oh, jeez.
Fix duplexes in.
I'm just about done looking for this, because my eyes are glazing over.
There you reached. Do we really want to get into defining toxicity tonight?
Toxicity.
Come on, genetic activity.
Who doesn't want to talk about that at 7:45 at night?
Yikes. Look at that.
I actually did some searches and I couldn't really find like a consistent definition of toxicity. That was an interesting one.
What is that under? Are these wastes?
Yeah, it's like a waste.
Oh, okay.
It's under air emissions and water impacts.
So what was wrong with that definition?
I don't know.
The comment-
One is it's circular.
Right.
So basically, if you read all the others, it's corrosive waste is considered hazardous if.
Right.
You know, so why doesn't this say toxic waste is considered hazardous if? Or maybe we need to fix the others, frankly. I don't know.
No, I think the others are pretty consistent with
So you're
standard
just talking
definitions.
about making the wording more consistent with the other.
Well, and just the definition.
Yeah, yeah.
How it defined.
So, yeah, a toxic waste is considered hazardous if, yada, yada,
Do you
yada.
mind scrolling up just a touch, John? Hazardous waste include, but are not limited to those that are toxic. So really, we're not defining toxicity. We're defining hazardous material. Right?
Right. We're referencing toxicity. Oops.
Should be an as after is. Characterization of these categories is as follows.
I'm not getting anywhere with this. I'm done.
You still looking up the animal husbandry one? Or?
Right.
I thought I could find it, you know, because I know it's in here, but
You want to work on toxicity?
personal?
I think we should just add that change, and I think that would be, that's my vote, is just make it match the rest.
Right.
So toxic waste,
All right, let's see.
Toxic waste is considered
Hazardous
hazardous if it
Includes.
induces unnatural genetic activity. Causes?
Causes is good.
to if it has the potential to cause unnatural genetic activity, potential for bioaccumulation. And then to cause, or
You've got 2 in there twice.
Oh, yeah.
I think that is right directly out of the shoreline zone.
you can take out potential for right there.
Okay.
The shoreline zone ordinance.
Okay, and also, sorry, add the in front of potential at the top. If it has the.
Yep. Makes sense now.
Yeah, looks good.
What's this section under?
Definition of waste, of hazardous waste. Hazardous material or waste, I'm sorry. Geez, we don't want to work out with Bartland's technical manual?
High intensity soil survey.
We are not even going to talk about Portland's stuff. My land use ordinance in Portland is my zoning ordinance is no joke this thick, double-sided.
Well,
I was looking.
No joke.
Yeah, I can't.
I was looking at your
imagine.
technical standards, and there's issues there too. I was like, wow, they're not perfect.
So you're working on those too?
I am not touching chapter 14. I'm making the planning department do it. But
But that's your job right now? is
I've,
with Portland?
yes.
Yeah, wow.
So we want to find a
So-
new definitions. I will take the research project to do that, unless you want.
State-
No, definitely you. But do we have, where is this talked about?
It's in our subdivision submission requirements. I
Ah,
believe.
right. High intensity soil survey.
Are you
So
looking
what's-
at the chapter at that?
So we don't think that's right? I
The
guess, or we're
guidelines.
just checking to make sure it's
Well,
okay?
it
Are you
could
looking
probably
for the
be
guidelines
better defined,
Yeah.
for sure.
or through the guidelines?
I think that for the, you're gonna check with the, what?
I can look at I'll find a couple and find one that
The
looks
state,
good.
what's,
Toxic isn't even in here.
is it also talked about with like, do we talk about wetland delineations at all in this thing? Like when you need a, no delineation, because I know those are required for that.
It's usually defined under NERPA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I don't think that's a shoreline thing.
Um,
Paul.
I'm sorry. I'm remembered seeing it somewhere, and now it's the usual case for me. But thanks.
All right, so I'll make a
I
note.
can
I
see
will
it
look.
in my mind, and exactly the way it's printed here is printed somewhere else, and I thought it was in the shoreline zone because I thought it was something that someone just took right out of here. But evidently, I was wrong again. Wow, I'm consistently wrong, which could be a good thing.
All right, so I will look at definitions for high intensity soil survey for our next go around. All right, let's see. Home-based businesses. Didn't we work on this already?
We did.
So
I thought we completely reworked
we
that.
did, but my question was, we have limited it to use within a dwelling or structure. What about things conducted outside a structure, like riding lessons or ice skating lessons? I just wonder if our definition's too narrow.
Hmm.
ice rink could be considered an accessory structure. Riding rink could be an accessory structure.
Really? Even if it's just a big field that you ride around?
That probably you would have to do it, that would be a stretch. I'd let you make that argument on challenge.
I would change it to, commercial use performed or conducted, on a property, on a residential property or something like that, right?
No, I was just trying to think what do we have as a.
Unless we don't want to allow it at all in an outside venue, which is fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand the idea behind keeping it in the dwelling, because then you're not having to deal with
Neighbor
anybody
issues.
allowing things that might need screening or various other stuff, right?
And that's fine if we want to leave it. I mean,
Because we have some of the home-based businesses stuff as Paul's bailiwick now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had someone that had come to me about wanting to do a doggy daycare and had said they meet the requirement under current ordinance for a home-based business or a home occupation. We had listed out some stuff and I said, yeah, I'm not buying it. You're on the planning board. There's the opportunity for disruption.
yeah, I'm sure the neighbors are going to love that.
Yeah, it needs to have greater oversight. I'm not approving that without planning board.
That said, I could use a doggy daycare for my dog.
Yeah,
No,
I'll
they're
say, you need behavior modification as well.
terrible. Did you actually meet them?
No, not
Oh,
yet.
good.
Yeah.
No,
I
they're
wouldn't
not.
mind it.
They're not ready for the public.
Don't eat the code enforcement
Right.
officer until he's issued a CO.
Right.
All right, so
You want to look at that? Are we just going through definitions? Is that what we're doing?
I am.
This gets
I am
really
going
long.
through all of Ann's comments because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do either. I don't have any better suggestions. So the issue I have with this is this could apply to basically anything.
There's some distinctions within the IRC in regards to separating a hotel motel from a bed and breakfast by a certain level of occupancy and so on.
Yeah, it's what bed and breakfast is 12 or fewer, 16 or fewer.
I think it's 12 or fewer under the NFPA.
Okay.
I don't have any descriptions here. Some of these come in later on.
Where have we adopted the building codes?
Where did we
What-
adopt them?
Yeah. Do we have a separate ordinance that adopted those?
Mm,
I mean, we've got MUBEC, but
We adopted it at special town meeting in 2014. Then 6 people came,
special town meetings.
and it was
Get a lot of-
unanimous.
good job.
Thanks.
All right, so I have a new proposed definition for impervious service.
I like it.
For impervious surfaces?
Right.
Any material.
I guess I want to hear it? Go ahead.
Any material covering the ground through which water does not readily penetrate, including but not limited to roof structures, decks, concrete, stone, tar, asphalt, pavement, gravel, and crushed stone.
Gravel? Water doesn't readily pass through
Compacted gravel?
No.
But they do make,
Most definitions of impervious service, including the main DEP, you have a packed gravel parking lot,
Causes
that's an
runoff.
impervious surface.
Yeah.
Yep.
but let's add, you might, add packed to that then? Packed gravel, right? Or maybe not, because
You
I,
did say compacted, right?
I could put compacted.
Because there are some gravel and crushed stone that are considered pervious.
Oh, incredibly
You can get pervious asphalt too, but that's,
Like
Yeah.
ash stone.
It's the whole reason why sand and
I had to
gravel
put in
gravel aquifer.
I had to put in rain gardens on a soccer field because that is considered an impervious surface.
I believe it.
And guess what? No water ever gets to those things, but it meets the definition, therefore we had to have treatment. So we've got these rain gardens that have dead wetland plants in them.
What was considered impervious? on
Soccer
that?
field
A grassy soccer field.
on a sand bed. I mean, it drains.
Now,
It's
there's somebody
beautiful.
with a full 4-year degree right there, I'll tell you, figured that one out, right?
That's the way the regs read with at DEP. That's the way they read.
The DEP, the P stands for pervious.
All right, so we want to use that one.
Department of Environment.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
I do have a question
Sure.
about this. Have we thought of adding solar to this ordinance? Like if revision comes knocking and, you and I have talked a little bit about this, and they want to develop a solar farm.
Do we have to define it in order to have them come before the planning
No,
board, you mean?
no, we don't, but it makes it easier. And it makes developers,
So you want to separate a solar array from a solar farm, or separate a personal array from a commercial array?
no,
or-
I'm not getting into specifics at all. I'm just saying we don't mention it at all in our ordinance. I'm just wondering, and I don't know how we would do that, but do we, maybe, and it's a big thing, so maybe we shouldn't do it now. I'm just saying, a lot of towns are now starting to include solar.
No, it's a reasonable idea. I mean, you build a 600 kW system, there's 3 acres of land.
Mhm. But
So-
also, I bring that up because impervious solar panels it depends on the state. I'm not really sure in Maine, but some.
Maine they don't, as long as the soils underneath will absorb.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, okay,
They're
good. So they're not pervious. I mean, they are pervious. So when we say roof structures, well, I guess so if someone's developing solar panels on the ground, we wouldn't include it in there.
Yeah, you'd
So
be
that
a
would-
stretch making a solar panel a roof structure, because it's not covering something to prevent it from,
Yeah, it
it's
runs
not
off.
doing what a roof.
Some
needs.
states get a little bit concerned about the channelized water coming off from panel systems, but
Yeah.
Maine isn't there yet,
Yeah.
from my experience, with a big system.
So I don't think we have the time and the really energy or need to add solar here, but just to think about it in the future, I think it would be good to add it.
Where do we regulate that under? Manufacturing? Industrial?
That's true,
We
probably.
usually do if we have
Utilities.
renewable energy section, but we don't have that, so.
Just well.
Yeah, I've
our
seen it
regular
industrial,
commercial
I've
use.
seen it,
In conditional
utility,
use.
utility
Just our
energy.
Typical, every other commercial use not identified here, and
Commercial.
or every other industrial use not identified here,
Right.
and then just try to
Like,
mitigate
do we
the
have it
impact.
for substations? Do we have a section? Yeah.
What did you guys do with the power company when they came through? You did a bunch with them, right?
What power company?
The high power lines, when they came, didn't they come through and do some upgrades, and you guys had wound up with the planning board with that, or no?
I don't think so. Did we?
Oh, we were 2.5 years with
Wasn't me.
CMP
Was it a
on
month?
ours.
Oh my god, I'm the longest standing member
You
at this
are.
point. What the heck? Where's Todd? I don't think so. Not while I've been here.
All right, are we good? Are we gonna call it a day,
So far.
Call it a night.
or are we going farther?
Tell me.
There's no more edits. Look at that. We're done.
Magic. I made them all go away.
You did.
Pretty good.
I went
You
looking,
really just deleted them. You're like, I'm done.
so I had one real quick question here, and I brought this.
This is that mess. We don't want to get into that. That's the road piece.
Yeah, so that's where I cut it and stuck it in
Yeah.
as a placeholder, but now I can take what you've done
Yeah.
and fit it in there if I have a laptop.
I'm not sure why you highlighted a lot of this, and I'm not sure why.
It was all stuff that I was not dealing with,
Okay.
that somebody else needed to deal with.
the roads.
Yeah, like all of that stuff. Erosion control. Who was gonna do? Somebody was gonna do erosion control. I'm pretty sure it was not me. Maybe it was you. Maybe you were
Why was
slacking.
I gonna do
I don't know.
maybe I'm slacking.
Maybe you're slacking. Maybe that was your job. I don't remember now.
Really?
We could do erosion control next time.
Ugh.
Oh, we want to get.
Landscaping?
Yeah, that's a big
That
weird
is-
discussion, right?
That's a big one.
Yeah. When did I say I found that whiteboard from?
I'm not sure.
I don't either.
More driveway stuff. Landscaping buffering. Maybe that should be a focus our next session.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
next time around.
I agree.
Landscaping buffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't think we want to touch that.
Mm-mm.
Which one?
Junkyard.
What are we gonna do with that?
I
It's all
don't
you
even know.
guys.
This is just reiterating state statute, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think any of that's.
There's nothing nothing
additional.
different. We don't have anything additional in town
Then we should
required.
just take that out, honestly.
Take what out? The whole thing?
Yeah. Yes, look, Paul. You were gonna do erosion.
Yeah.
See? See? The magic of iPhones.
The curse.
When's our next meeting?
Roads. Okay, I think we're almost halfway through. So erosion control and landscaping are the outstanding issues.
And I thought I'd done the landscaping one. We did some stuff on that. But that was so long ago, I can't remember.
And we've had some recent,
Issues with
yeah.
it.
Here we go, on page 54, John. Item 9,
It's not gonna be on
Well,
that.
it's probably 100 of ours.
under application submission requirements for conditional use.
Where were we?
I'm on page
Page 52.
54.
It's not gonna be on
Ours.
that one.
Right, it's
If
gonna
that's
match up.
my edits,
Oh.
it's not gonna match up.
It comes under, hold it. Go too far.
What?
No, right there. Go up. That's it. If you scroll
No,
up a
keep
little
going. The other way.
bit. That's it right
The
there.
other way.
Application
Down?
submission requirements.
Yeah, keep coming down to number 9.
Oh, sorry.
Where did it go?
Page 54. He's right. It is 54.
Is it even there?
No, on this one.
Oh, that's probably coming off the other one. That's not the most current
Is it the
one.
following supplemental information?
Yeah, following supplemental information shall be provided.
I probably moved it.
Projects involving either 6 or more dwelling units, 7,000 square feet or more of gross floor area of a non-residential use or common water supply or sewage disposal system with a capacity of 15,000 gallons a day or more. Require an existing proposed topography of the site at 2-foot contour intervals, stormwater drainage, erosion control plan, engineered calculations to determine requirements based on a 25-year 2-hour storm frequency estimation of peak
What happened in
discharge. And,
It's on page 57 of that one, isn't it?
I didn't get that far before Paul told me I was on the wrong place.
Oh, this one.
yeah. All of that entire requirement in there is the state, is actually more stringent than the state subsurface
Yeah.
wastewater
That's what he's talking about.
system
Right here.
right there, John. And I don't know why, if the state sets the threshold at 2,000 gallons, we need to be at 1,500, or if that was an old state threshold that had been changed since it was
We're
initiated.
talking right here.
Yeah. But all of the requirements, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and C, are all part of the state groundwater subsurface wastewater rules for an
Okay.
engineered system,
Yeah.
which is a 2,000 gallon threshold. All of the site evaluators that do subsurface wastewater work in the state all aim at that 2,000 gallon per day threshold so that folks don't need engineered systems. And we are 25% more stringent, and I have no idea why.
So you're saying you want to change this 1,500 to 2,000?
I would just
Your
take over
recommendation.
Well,
that.
I'm wondering.
If we go to 2,000, then now we're duplicitous with the state rules, and they have to comply by the state rules anyway.
But
So
does
you're
that
saying
al-
just follow the state rules?
So does that also apply to 6 or more dwelling units,
Yes.
7,000 square feet or more of gross?
It does in this, but I don't, like, what you mentioned was just specifically,
Right. So the
Waste.
subsurface wastewater rules. Is it just the volume that triggers it?
Let's say we did, I'm looking, hang on a second here. So if we had 3 bedrooms, right? That's 270 gallons a day. Times 6. No, you wouldn't get there under state rules. You would on the 7th dwelling unit.
Why do we care? Like, why is Durham special?
I don't know. I have no idea where this came from. One, I don't think there's a 7,000 square foot building in town. There's only been one setup where there were 6 or more dwelling units. And that's the one that DeWitt did down off of Pinkham Brook, at the end of Pinkham Brook Road, down by the Freeport town line. And if the state subsurface engineered system is sufficient, I'm not sure what what are we trying to regulate here and why?
well, I
Well,
think,
Oops, sorry.
you can go.
So what I'm really struggling with is we're mixing subsurface sewage disposal with stormwater.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But,
So
so,
it says a common water supply or sewage disposal system with a capacity of 15,000 gallons a day or more. Right.
And then item B is stormwater,
right,
which is something totally
that's
different.
what I was looking at, so, I mean, that.
Well, but but in an engineered 2,000 gallon engineered disposal system, stormwater runoff is a critical part as to whether or not the system can handle the capacity to percolate without being overloaded by groundwater infiltration.
But see, you're also, you're not just in this, the way it's written, you're not just including dwellings, you're also including 7,000 square feet or more of gross floor area of a non-residential use, so.
Okay, but what it's regulating is water supply and sewage disposal. It's asking for additional information, but what it's regulating is sewage disposal and water supply.
Yeah, but so this whole 25-year storm, you're not putting that in your sewer system. That's running out your ditches and your
Yeah.
swales.
Oh, but in an engineered system of 2,000 gallons a day or more, it has a significant impact on capacity of the soil to hold water, which needs time to percolate in order to satisfy subsurface. So an engineer would look at stormwater runoff for a site to determine the size of the system.
So I guess we're in different places. So I have no problem like going to the state for the AHEE the sewage disposal piece, but I think they still need to show us that they have a stormwater plan.
But it's in that's already in your conditional use.
I don't know, not this level of
No, yeah, I don't think it's.
not this level of detail.
I mean, we could search.
But okay, I understand, that's fine. If you want that in the conditional use, that should be there, but this is solely based on strictly for stormwater. All right, what they're asking for is an engineered disposal system that gives you all of this additional information.
Well, I think that they've made a little bit of a mistake. I think something got deleted in that first piece, because what I think they're trying to do is to have additional submittal information in the application, additional application information that shows the topography, the stormwater drainage, how you're going to handle that stormwater drainage,
DNS, site
swales, the engineering, because this whole 25-year storm, 2 hours, that's all stormwater. It's nothing to do with subsurface waste disposal. So someplace in this whole...
So I think that's why it's not just buildings, it's also like a site, like say they're gonna clear a big site and put something, a non-building, they,
So under our application submissions, the location of open drainage courses, wetland stands of trees, other natural features with a description of such features to be retained for any new landscaping plan, any buffering areas, the direction of drainage across the site, both existing and proposed. We had somewhere in here.
So far, we're still missing catch basins, dry wells, drainage, retention basins, storm sewers,
Right.
the engineering calculations. I mean, if they're doing this big of a development, they're doing all that stuff with the main DEP anyway, so we're basically just getting copies of what they probably
Site
already
plan
do.
with drawn a scale, 100 feet to the inch. I don't know.
It needs work, I agree.
It just seems that if you have to have an engineered system for a wastewater disposal system of 2,000 gallons a day, I'm not sure why we're requiring all of this information for 1,500 gallons a day.
No, I think I wanna see this information, because I wanna know that they have a stormwater plan.
To put in a sewage system?
No, I don't care about the sewer system.
Yeah,
Sewer
there's
system's
such-
approved
Fine, but-
through the State Department of
But that's
Health
what
and
I'm
Human
saying. Can we
Services.
strike the sewage system out of there?
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
can delete the sewer system, but we still have this other information I think we need to have. I get you. I'm with you, Paul.
All right.
I think we're kind of in the
I
same
agree.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely. He said it so much better than I could have even thought of saying it.
All right.
They're like
Just-
two separate things.
Right,
completely
two separate things that get
things.
combined in this article that are making it really,
They listed 4 or 5 different thresholds that trigger all of the following needed information.
right.
And I would think that I would like to see that the
Strike
1,500
this.
gallons a day gets struck, because
Strike
that
that right
comes
there.
in under state rule, and I don't think it's necessary for us to have it in here.
Right. I want to see it because of the size of development. I want to see the stormwater stuff.
Thank you.
Care less about
I
that.
agree. No, I could.
Well, what about the
Yeah.
common water?
Well, we'll get
You
it.
need a
cleaned up.
period.
I would stick, I don't know about the common water supply.
I don't even know what that means actually,
It's when all 6 units are using the same well.
but it's
No, it's
completely
saying as
dis-
part of the, for
it's completely
projects
separate.
involving,
Yeah, but so.
they're developing a common water
So
supply.
the common water supply, that whole thing about groundwater impact analysis by hydrologist, is be where that submission requirement comes in.
well, but it's completely divorced from the size of the development.
I know, because this is all messed up right now.
Oh, okay.
I elect John to review this.
Oh, I second that
It's giving me a headache.
election.
All right.
And again, the bottom on C still talks about the sewage at
Yeah.
1,500 gallons.
Yep.
Yeah, delete that.
John's
Oh,
sewage.
there it goes. See, that's how easy
What
it is.
just happened?
All our hard work.
Oh boy.
Boy, Control Z really quickly. Undo.
Needs
All right, I'm going home.
Okay, me too.
Okay.
Are we off?
Um,
Sounds like you should,